What's up? It's Juice Beats, back again with another race video. And this one is the Dalton Grand Prix Crit. And we're going around the velodrome in this one. So this race was back in August 24th to be exact. And yeah, it's been a while since I've actually looked at this footage and remembering all the ins and outs of this race. But what I do remember about this race is this was the first one as a Cat 2. So I moved up to Cat 2 after my last race at the Music City, and so I'm racing here in the P123. So there are some threes in this race, but it's mostly pros and twos in this one. I've got my teammates Grant and Lee in this one as well. So you can kind of see right behind me is Grant there. You'll be able to see Lee maybe a little bit later on in this race. But yeah, these laps are incredibly short, and we're supposed to be going for, I believe, an hour and 15 minutes. And you'll see in this video that we do get cut a little bit short, and there's a reason why, so I will go over that in just a few. But you can see how many laps we actually did in this one. I did finish this one though, so yeah, that's how many laps we ended up doing at the end there. So quick stats before everything gets popping off here. 27.6 miles per hour. Pretty fast race on this course, and like I said, it's a short course as well. I averaged 267 watts, 1216 max with a 301 normalized in this one. Pretty good numbers, I think, but also efficient numbers for me. So, 267 watts for the entire race. We're basically at this point in the race right here, we're going downhill. So there's not a whole lot of wattage that needed to be, put out at this point. Most of the wattage I think that I put out was on the backstretch coming up after this turn here. So I think that's where most of it is, and that is a slight uphill. So I think that's why most of the wattage was from there. But I think overall I was pretty efficient in this one. I stayed in the draft pretty well. There's a few times that I got off of it a little bit, but was able to stay with the group and make my race pretty easy comparatively to some of the other races that I've done. All right, so here we go. This is going into lap 6 right here, and you can see there's a few guys off the front, if you can see that way out there. But and then we've got a couple more guys right here going, and yeah, so this is the early fireworks of the race right here. I believe that's 3 guys off the front, 3 more chasing there. So right here, we're getting a little bit more elevated in the peloton. We're moving a little bit quicker here, and we're trying to catch up to those guys out front. But they are motoring pretty well. The teams in this race are doing a really good job of kind of keeping everybody else at bay. I think the biggest team in this race was Skyway, and they actually. They had a guest rider from Nashville, which was Lewis, and yeah, he was riding for them in this one. He normally rides for the Mustangs, but he was guest riding for them in this race. But here we go. So yeah, that was the 6th lap. Running through here, and we've still got those guys out front. We're still trying to catch up to them. There's a pretty good group. That's a good size, especially for this course being so short. If those guys can push this out a little bit, then yeah, it'd be pretty tough for us to catch up, especially at how quick this course, how quickly you can get around it here. And right here, I'm following some moves, getting up, you know, right behind these guys right here. I think this is one of them is from Skyway, and then just in front is Logan in the Mustang uniform, I believe. So, you know, I'm following the moves. I'm trying to move on up here. I didn't quite get on the wheel like I should have, like right up on it, and yeah, I'm letting this little bit of gap go a little bit, and yeah, it's getting tough, but still in it. I'm still pushing a little bit here. I think I may have been looking back just to see if I can get a little bit of help to push this one out, because yeah, the initial burst at the beginning there, right when I was trying to get on the wheel, probably took me a little bit off guard. You know, I saw the move, but you know, sometimes, you know, not as quick to react to it as you should be, and yeah. But luckily, I think, you know, that move, everybody was able to kind of calm down the burst out there out front. But it looks like, I'm trying to see if this was the point here. Yeah, it looks like there is a rider out front, that a couple riders actually, that are still out there, and I want to say that at this point in the race, we're not going to catch them right now. They're doing a good job. I think they have probably a few seconds. I forgot to count, but it's definitely, you know, it's a few seconds right now, because I'm seeing them, you know, going around the corner. And then, yeah, and then by the time we reach the corner, it's probably like 6 or 7 seconds. And that's a pretty good lead or whatever on this course. All right, so fast forward just a little bit, but I see this move right here, and I probably should have gone with that move right there. That was a you know, a good timed move. There's a gap forming out front right there, and yeah, I should have got up on his wheel to try to go and grab that. Nice group out there. It looks like, you know, things are ramping up at this point in the race. We had a little bit of a lull, and it's very hard for me to tell if those guys were still out there from before. Like I said, it was you know, there's a point in this race where we kind of lost track of the guys that were out front, and yeah, from my positioning in the race, it was hard for me to tell, and for me to be able to commentate what went on in this race, it's it's kind of hard to describe, I guess, if you're not able to see when the actual moves went and stuff like that. So I'm trying my best to remember this, especially since this was back in August, and yeah, I haven't really looked at the footage in a long time, and I've had other races in between there, and plenty of other off-season stuff going on. So but I'm trying to find the point, because it was very early on in the race where there were a few guys that went and it stuck. And so that's what I was trying to find here. It may not be quite at this point, and I remember, so there was a, you know, Lewis of Skyway was in that move, and I was trying to look for him, so he may already be out there at this point. But it was very, very early on in this race that they got a big lead and was able to you know, come in and lap the field in this one. So I'm gonna I think I'm gonna try to find that point, but if that was it, that may have been the point. So yeah, sorry, I don't have, you know, the footage up there up front from, you know, my perspective. Basically, I was just sitting in trying to, you know, take my time in this one and just stay in the pack until closer to the end, when I was going to talk to the teammates and figure out what the plan was. But I think that may have been the move there. So yeah, we're getting ready to go into lap 14 here, and there's a bit of a gap out there out front. There's gaps all over the place, but I think that was the move because from what I'm remembering here. So Lee was over here. Lee is my teammate, and he was I think he was trying to maneuver up there as well. And then this big gap forms, so now I've got to do my job and bring everybody back here. So I'm pushing out. I think I remember this part in the race. Like he got a little bit tired from being out front, trying to catch up. So now it's my turn to try to catch up and bring this thing back. This is a really big gap here. Can't let that go because that's like half of the peloton or something like that. So I'm doing my thing out here, pushing out the watts and pushing this thing 30 miles an hour or whatever, and trying to catch up to the back of this thing. I think luckily though, not luckily, but luckily, there was, the teams that were on the front of this already had teammates, I think, out there in that break. So they weren't gonna push it, even further. So connected to the back here, got back on with that big group there, but I think there's still some guys out front at the moment still. Well, here we go. We're only about 25 minutes into the race here, and you can see there in the back there's 2 motorcycles, which means the lead motorcycle has caught up to the back here. And yeah, there's the group right there. So they are catching right up to us. 25 minutes. I'm yelling out. They're right behind us. 25 minutes into the race, and yeah, that group that went out there out front has already pretty much caught up to us. So here they go. They're about to catch up to the back here, and it's a group of 4 riders. It looks like right there. I was hanging out in the back in the Sprinters Lounge. There goes Lewis right there, right by me. He's the guest rider for Skyway. And yeah, so they've caught up to us right here. So that group has lapped us, so we are a lap down now. And that's how quickly things kind of got out of hand in this one. And yeah, we're gonna have to either try to make some moves out front to do our own lapping, or we're just gonna have to sit back and just fight for 5th place. So I've been hanging out in the Sprinters Lounge for a while there, and then we get caught from behind, and so now I'm making my way back up to the front here, or close to the front. I'm trying to see what we're gonna do. What's the plan? Since now we're lapped, we're a lap down, and then I believe there at this point, there's a rider out front right now. And I can't remember exactly when. Obviously, this is, forever ago. But, I was trying to talk to some other guys in the race, trying to see, if they wanted to go. And that's kind of the best strategy, either talking to your teammates or seeing if there's some other guys that are willing to, try to make a move out front and trying to go. There's Chris. He was on the front there. He's fallen back just a little bit here. And that's, I think I remember talking to Chris and saying, hey, we maybe we need to make some moves here or something like that. But I'm a sprinter. I'm a big guy. I'm not a breakaway artist or anything like that. Whenever I do try to break away, obviously I can put down some power, but it's hard for me to sustain the power needed to get away from much smaller riders. It takes a lot less wattage for smaller riders to get away than it does for me. And that's a weight thing. That's a watts per kilogram thing. So yeah, I need help when when I'm out front like that. Well, they gone and done it again. A couple more riders have made it to the back here. I believe that's Logan, and I'm not sure the other guy's name, but another strong rider out there. And yeah, so I believe that is now 6 riders that have made the jump and lapped the field. So yeah, so now we're going for 7th in this in this race here. So remember what I said earlier in the video where, you know, the race kind of got cut short a little bit. So I think because there were 7 riders who lapped the field at this point in the race, we're, you know, 41 minutes in here. So very early still in the race. I think they decided to cut off like the last 15 or so minutes of the race, and yeah, that kind of comes into effect here in just a little bit, but yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. I don't know if anybody else was gonna, you know, make that trip around at this point. I don't know if, you know, the teams out front that are controlling the pace were gonna let that happen or anything like that. But you know, it would have been nice to be able to try, you know, especially since these guys were able to do it so quickly, you know, during the race. So they were able to basically get around the course, you know, within a few laps and lap the field. So, you know, 15 minutes or so in, you know, in a race could mean that, you know, you could end up doing the same thing. And yeah, we just didn't get that chance towards the end of the race, unfortunately, but we're gonna try. Okay, so here we go. This is, you know, close to 50 minutes into the race. I'm talking with Lee here, my teammate to the right. And this is where we were kind of talking about, hey, he wants to try to lap up. He wants to try to go here. So what, you know, my role at this point is trying to get to the front, maybe make a move off the front, and, you know, not a substantial move or anything like that, but just something to make people jump, and then that way he can counter and possibly get away. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do at this point. I'm gonna try to make my way up to the front and put in this little, you know, dinky move, and then hopefully he'll be able to counter and follow that and try to get up. And this is where I said, you know, cutting off the race short kind of comes into play at this point in the race, because, you know, if it's an hour and 15 minutes, we still have, you know, 25 minutes, which is plenty of time on this course to be able to do that, especially since, you know, the first guys did it within, you know, 24 minutes or something like that, and then the next guys did it within, you know, 20 minutes or so. So it's definitely possible, and that's why, you know, having that extra time in the race would have been, you know, pretty crucial, I think. But as soon as we start to do this move, I think I'm not sure if we can hear it over, you know, over the loud sounds of the music and everything. But I think we get word that yeah, they're cutting the race short, and then we start getting the lap counter. So yeah, very unfortunate. You know, because I was going to try to spring Lee here. Also, side note, my 360 camera during this race has just been like flopping. It started to come down and kind of mid-race a little bit and started to fall. But here I go. I'm making my little move here. Not a huge move or anything like that, but I'm pushing the pace. And I'm trying to make, you know, the front guys work. I think the front guys right here, I think that's Skyway right behind me. So they've already got a guy that, you know, has already lapped the field. And then I want to say there's probably another team right behind there. And then and maybe not him, but one of these other guys says something to me right there. He was pissed that I was pushing the pace at that point. Well, you know, I'm still racing. But yeah, he said something to me like, what are you doing, or whatever. That was stupid. But yeah, I was trying to push the pace for my teammate, and I'm not sure exactly where he is, but oh, there he is. He's coming up right here. So yeah, I probably I don't know. I mean, I think it was a decent little push there. He may have not been quite in the position he needed to be able to counter it at this point, or that was right as they said, you know, the lap counter. So he was like, crap, I don't know if I have enough time to get around here, and it may just be all for naught. So can't remember if that was like the calculation that we made at that point or not. But I definitely, you know, trying to do my role, trying to push it out there a little bit at the front, trying to help a teammate out and see what we could do. But yeah, unfortunately, getting cut short. We only have like 7 or so minutes, or a little bit longer than that. But yeah, cutting the race short kind of hampered, you know, our plans towards the end of the race here. All right, so 1,800 meters left in the race. Not too much further. 27.3 miles in this one. Nice and fast, over 27 miles an hour. At this point, I'm just trying to finish, just trying to stay, you know, relatively close to the front, just trying to finish. There's, you know, we're all going for 7th at this point, so there's really not a point to like try to do much. It's not gonna help me out at all to win the sprint at the end or anything like that. But yeah, just trying to stay in the mix, stay closer to the front here, and just, you know, buy my time towards the end, make sure you know, nothing crazy happens or anything like that. But you know, Skyway is doing a really good job working for Lewis. They controlled a lot of the pace out there out front on those last few laps, as well as one of the other teams that had a teammate out there out front that lapped the field. So you know, kudos to those teams who did a really good job of getting their teammates out there and lapping the field and controlling everything and making sure, you know, nobody else got out there and got free. But yeah, so the 6 guys that were able to make that jump did a great job, you know. And then yeah, here we go in the last 500 meters of the race, just trying to finish out here. I didn't put in a huge chunk of watts, I don't think, on this last little bit. I think, yeah, my max was like 1,200 or something like that. So for me, that's not you know, close to the top or anything like that. So I put in, what, 1,100 there, going up this hill a little bit, and then last little bit, passing a couple guys to cruise in here. And I believe I finished out like, I think it was still in the top 20 maybe. But yeah, I mean, at that point, it was no, you know, I wasn't trying to go for anything, just trying to finish out. But anyway, that was the Dalton Grand Prix Crit race, my first crit race as a Cat 2. Fun race, although it is, you know, a short track and it goes around in circles, and it's pretty boring to you know, try to commentate, I guess, because yeah, there wasn't a whole lot from my perspective that went on. But definitely got some more races and stuff coming up, so stay tuned to the channel. I know I'm a little bit sporadic at the moment because of my scheduling and all that, but I'll be getting some more stuff out to you guys pretty soon. Anyway, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Hit that bell icon so you know when I post videos. And yo, I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.